with another lesson. This time we're going to talk about a very amazing line that Pat Martino does on blues, major blues, on a tune called Sandu by Clifford Brown. So you guys just heard the lick, and I'm going to break it down and explain what's happening. It happens in a very important part of the blues, which is the last 4 bars, the turnaround, and Pat Martino is using here strictly 16th notes, so he crams a lot of notes into this one turnaround, and you can see that he really is outlining the changes. It's really amazing. For those of you who just want to get the lick and get out of here and practice it, I'm going to right now just play it slowly a couple of times, very slow, and you can download the tab on the link below, and then with the audio and the tab you can go ahead and learn the lick. For those of you who have a little more difficulty or are getting into this, I'm going to break it down very slowly, and then I'm going to actually explain what's going on, what's he thinking, what's happening in this turnaround, and how is he outlining these chords. So, hope you enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to break this lick down into, well, it's not a lick, I'm going to break this line down into 3 or 4 parts so that it'll help you memorize this. So this happens on the last 4 bars of a blues. So we're on a blues in F, okay, and the last 4 bars. So the 9th bar is a 2, 5, 1 to the key. So it would be G minor, 1 bar, C, 7, 1 bar. Then you get into the turnaround, which is F for half a bar, D7 for half a bar, G7 for half a bar, and C7 for half a bar, going back into the second chorus or the next chorus. It's really interesting in this turnaround that Pat Martino in this specific solo, instead of putting a G minor in this turnaround, he actually puts the major third and does a G7th. So that's really interesting, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So the first part of the lick will be this. Okay, so this descending line starts here on 17th fret, the note A. So we're thinking here G minor, okay? It starts on beat 2, so it's 1, 2, and then on this note, the E, he goes exactly into the C7. So 1 bar of G minor is this, 1, 2. Okay? So once we're here on the E, which gets us into our C7, he does this. So it's this. Triplet here. So. And with this note, he falls exactly into the 5th of F7 to start the turnaround. So you have, so you go down from the 3rd, 2nd, and root of C, and then he does that bebop scale, bebop dominant. Then he does this leap here. This is a triplet, so you might want to work on that. Chromatic This is a very cliche jazz lick to get to the third, but he does it in what would be a 16th note triplet. Then he just goes up 5, 6, 7 of C. So the entire 2, 5, 1 lick would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And here he lands on the 1 on the 5th of F7. So now this is the special part because it's so hard to outline these chords, this turnaround. F, D, G, C, F, D, G, C. Now because this is a tune that's not that up-tempo, it's around 130, 140, he crams 16th notes into it. So he has 8 16th notes per chord. That's 2 beats. 1, 2, then 3, 4 in D7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he crams a lot of notes into that. You're not going to try this line over a 200 BPM, 300 BPM blues tune, a fast Billy's bounce or something, but it really does help for slower blues. So here we landed on the F7, 5th of F7, okay? And what he does is this line. We've already seen that before, where? In the C7. So he lands on the 5th, 4th, 2nd, chromatic to 3rd. This is a very important lick to get to the 3rd of a chord. And this is my favorite part, is how he gets into the D7. So he goes to the major 3rd of D7. Perfect. So he goes. And boom, lands perfectly on the major 3rd of G7. So he is thinking here of G7 dominant, resolving in C7, then going to F, instead of a minor 2-5. Now the D is my favorite part. The D going into the G, which is this phrase here. Boom, 3rd. So you have. So he kind of goes 3rd, 5th, flat 9, okay, 7th, 5th, 7th, and once again, the same lick he used to get to the 3rd of C, the same lick he used to get to the 3rd of F, he uses to get to the 3rd of G. So this is a very important lick you should try all over the neck. So the G part goes 3, 4, and then he lands. We're in C7 now. So let's play up until the C7. So from F, from the 5th of F, remember? F, D, G, C, F. 3, 4. So then you're in C, and where are we going to resolve to? The root, once again, because we're starting a new chorus. So it's... So now in C, you're going to go 5, 4, 2, sharp 2, 3, 5 again, and then this little leap, which is also very common, you go from the 5 to the sharp 9, so sharp 9, flat 2, boom, landing on the 5th of F, which he already did before. He does again. So the C part is, let's go from the G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So G, C, F. 3, 4. And you're there. So I'm going to play only the turnaround part, which is the hardest part, slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chorus. So the entire lick slowly. 3. Maybe with a metronome, so you guys could hear what's going on. So I'm going to put the metronome at 100. No, let me put it very slow. At 70, okay? So our 16th notes here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And remember, the lick starts on the second beat and the G minor. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.